Hello everyone, welcome back to that Tech Enthusiast Podcast. I'm your host, TheAlienDoctor, and today we are going to be talking about the latest tech news as well as some of the parts that I'm going to be choosing for my custom gaming computer, well, just computer in general, that I'll be building probably sometime around Christmas. So let's get into everything, but first we're going to roll the intro. Okay, so the first thing that actually we do want to talk about today is the computer that I'm going to be building because, so I kind of talked about it a little bit last episode and I want to continue talking about it because I have already made some changes to it. So I will admit it's not the most up-to-date version, but if you actually head onto my website, for my website, not the Tech Enthusiast website, TheAlienDoctor, or tinyurl.com/TheAlienDoctor, then there's this, which is actually the original plan for it, although I have changed since then. Price has changed as well. So yeah, the price has changed because, this was generated on the 27th of September, whereas it's currently the 6th of October. So obviously there has been some price changes, but there's price changes pretty much every day. I think my plan is to get some hopefully decent Black Friday deals. But yeah, anyway, that's not what I'm talking about. So I have already made some changes, and I kind of just wanted to keep you guys updated because you might be interested. Maybe, I don't know. So there is this. I've not actually updated the website. The most up-to-date version is in my PC Part Picker account, where if I actually go, just give me a second. So I have made a couple of changes, and I kind of want to explain to you why I've made these changes. Right, here we go. So yeah, I'll read them out, obviously, because the people that are listening won't be able to see it. But for the CPU, I'm choosing an AMD Ryzen 5 3600. Motherboard is an MSI B450 Tomahawk Max. Memory or RAM is Corsair Vengeance LPX. It's DDR4 and it's 3600 speed. However, I'm probably going to be getting 3200 speed because I feel like 3600 might be a bit overkill. I'll talk about that in a second. MSI GeForce GTX 1650 Super, Gaming X, 4GB and stuff. I'll talk about that in a second as well. The Corsair 275Q ATX mid-tower case, and then the Corsair RM X 2018 550 watt 80 plus gold certified fully modular ATX power supply. So yeah, there's actually 3 Corsair products, which is kind of unsurprising. You may have also noticed that there's no boot drive. That is because I'm going to be stealing the one that's currently in my laptop. So for those of you that don't know, kind of at the start of the UK lockdown, I actually broke the SSD inside of my laptop. So I had to buy a new one, and I only just bought a new one a couple of weeks ago, actually. And it's a 1TB Western Digital. It's an M.2 SATA. I've got the box right here. Yeah, Western Digital Blue SSD, M.2 SATA and stuff. So yeah, and it's 1TB. Not sure if I've already said that, but that's what I'll be using in this build. And then I'll also be using the 1TB hard drive that is in my laptop as well, because I might as well, seeing as my laptop won't be usable because it won't have a boot drive. So yeah, I'll be using both of those. I might also be getting a 500GB hard drive from another laptop, which is probably going to run a virtual machine on, because I want to have a Windows 10 virtual machine for some stuff, like alt accounts on Minecraft, for example. So yeah, that's one of my ideas. I'm not sure how well that will work, but yeah, that is an idea. And then that's why there's no boot drive. With regards to the motherboard, I chose it because obviously the B550 just came out, and therefore the B450 is probably going to be a bit cheaper than it would have been before the B550 came out. So that's kind of what I'm hoping. The Ryzen 5 3600 is just because it's a good processor, although its price does keep going up and down every day. It's weird price history, not gonna lie. If it does get to the same price as the 3600X, then I will get it. However, the difference is so small. It's like zero point 0.2 or 0.1 clock speed, and that's the difference. And then that's the same with the 3600 XT as well, because compare that to the 3600X, the clock speeds are the same. The only difference that I can tell on the XT compared to the X is actually the boost clock speed, which I don't think I'll be overclocking straight away anyway. In saying that, the video card I chose, the MSI GeForce GTX 1650 Super 4GB Gaming X video card, as it's listed here. I always find it funny how long names things have on here. But yeah, that I might actually be overclocking, because obviously there's a 1660 now. However, the price difference, if I would have to get the 1660. So I was torn between the 1650 Super or just the 1660. So I basically looked at both the MSI Gaming X cards, both with the GTX 1650 Super and GTX 1660. And in the end, I decided that I'm probably just going to stick with the 1650 Super, because there's not a great deal. Like there would probably be like a somewhat of a performance boost. However, I don't think it's enough to really make me want to actually go ahead and pay that extra, if that makes sense. So I'm sticking with the 1650 Super for now. I mean, for a while, it's actually been at 164. That's really annoying, because it's just gone up to 173 today. But yeah, I'm hoping that will have a Black Friday deal. And the other thing is the MSI B450. I hope that'll have a Black Friday deal as well. And maybe the 3600, the Ryzen 5 3600 for the actual CPU as well. Although I'm not too bothered about that. The main thing I want to get in like a Black Friday deal is probably the GPU. Definitely the what's it called? I've completely forgotten what it's called. What did I just say? The motherboard, that's it. Although, to be fair, the motherboards, the B450 Tomahawk seems to be staying at the same price. So, I guess, yeah, the main thing, I've changed my mind again, but the main things I want is, on a decent Black Friday deal, is the Ryzen 5 3600 and the GTX 1650 Super. However, I doubt I'll have enough money for both of them at the time. Maybe I will. I'm not sure. Although, noticing the power supply has also gone up in price. But yeah, the main thing I've actually changed since the last draft is, because yes, I'm doing this in drafts because I want to get this right the first time. But yeah, the main thing I've actually changed is the case. So originally I went for the Corsair Spec Delta RGB ATX mid tower case. Yeah, the Corsair Spec Delta RGB. This is what it looks like for those of you watching. And I mean, the main reason I chose it is it's like, it comes up near the top of the list on PC Part Picker. And so I just thought, well, yeah, look, it comes with 4 fans, 3 of which are RGB. That's actually a really good price. It looks kind of cool as well. Let's get it. I have actually been looking into some reviews, and oh wow, look at this price history. It just goes up and down. That's so strange. Look at all these. Oh, wow. To the point where it's been above £100 when it's meant to be. Corsair have sold it for a £99.99 when it's meant to be a budget case. I mean, yes, so that is still a budget, but I try not to spend. I wouldn't want to spend that much on a case. But yeah, I mean, what the reviews were suggesting to me is that it's not, if I'm going to be doing a lot of heavy stuff and I need good airflow and good cooling, that this case probably isn't the best one, because it's obviously a budget case, which I'm fine with. I'm aiming for a budget case, but also the airflow isn't the best. If you look on the front, because of its shape, I don't know how obvious this is in as a photo. It's probably easier to see in a video, so I'll probably put some footage on screen now. But there are only 2 fan grills on the front, and then there are all 3 fans, and apparently it was getting incredibly warm. I saw one video about this person who originally reviewed it for their editing PC, and then in the end, the review was decent. It wasn't the best thing in the world, but it was still a pretty good review. And then they made another video a couple of months later saying, "Do not buy this case. It's overheating. It's properly basically not letting my components perform as they should." And that's kind of when I saw lots of other reviews like that, and I kind of decided at that point that I didn't want to get this case, because I want to edit from this, and I also want to be able to play games and record those games. And one of the things that I really want to do is actually be able to play Minecraft Java Edition and record on it, because it would be hard to record Minecraft Java Edition on my current laptop just because of the specs and stuff like that. Because my laptop can run Java Edition at 60 frames per second, but it couldn't record it at 60 frames per second. So that's kind of why. That's one of the reasons I do want to get this. So yeah, in the end, I ended up going for the 275Q from Corsair, which looks like this. And one of the things you're going to notice straight away is that I'm pretty sure it doesn't have any glass panels. So I won't be able to see inside the case. And at first I was kind of annoyed by this and kind of off-putted, if that's a word, by it. Because, I won't be able to see the parts that I'm spending probably the most money I've ever spent on anything. So, I was kind of annoyed at that. But then I realised, well, actually, I'm pretty sure, none of my parts are RGB, other than, I think, my motherboard, the B450 Tomahawk Max. I'm pretty sure that's, got a little bit of RGB anyway. But yeah, in the end, I was like, actually, you know what? None of my parts are RGB. So getting this really showy-offy kind of, or not showy-offy, but getting the case, the Spec Delta, that case is designed for a show-offy type thing, in the sense that it's it looks good. That's what I'm trying to say. It's designed for a looking good case, whereas this case is much more functional, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's cheaper, although they do seem to be pretty similar prices. So yeah, the case that I've chosen, the 275Q, is the complete opposite of the Spec Delta. And yeah, but I personally think it looks really good. And I mean, I haven't checked any reviews on it. That's the only thing I need to do. However, for the time being, I'm going to go with this one in the list, because it's also got 4 hard drive or SSD slots. So it can have 4 2.5-inch SSDs and 2 3.5-inch hard drives. I don't think there's any reason why you can't put 2.5-inch hard drives in there, because I have a 2.5-inch hard drive, the one from my laptop, that's going to be going in here, so that should work. I can't see any reason why it wouldn't work. It's actually got a lot of spaces. It's got these drive bays down here at the bottom for, I'm assuming, 3.5 inch hard drives, and then all of these are for what am I saying? These four are for 2.5 inch SSDs, but I'm assuming you can put hard drives in them. Admittedly, I don't know, but I am going to be putting hard drives in one of them. I've also got an 80 gigabyte hard drive, which I might just chuck in. Don't know what I'd store in it though, that's the problem. I've basically just got a bunch of old like hard drives and stuff lying around that I could use. But yeah, this case seems to be like good for airflow, kind of discreet as well, because to be completely honest, apparently the fan's quite silent. I don't know how many fans it comes with. That's the only thing I have not checked. And I've also not checked the dimensions for it. And hopefully it does come with fans. But yeah, I think it's going to be okay. But yeah, as I have just mentioned, I haven't checked too much about it. But yeah, that's basically all the updates I want to say on the parts. And wow, we have just spent 15 minutes talking about that. So yeah, we do really need to move on to a proper news topic now. So yeah, that's what we're going to move on to. So the headline, what am I trying to say? What is it called? Is it called the headline? I think it is. The title of this news article, basically. Xbox Series X won't push 8K. Ray tracing has failed to deliver, admits Xbox boss. I had to read this a couple of times because there's no like commas or like punctuation. So that really confused me. Also, can I just say this article from metro.co.uk is covered in adverts. Oh, go away, advert. So, and I try not to use ad blockers as well because I like to support things, but at the same time, it's websites like this that made me want to, so I might have to get one and like just turn it on for times like this. But yeah, anyway, Phil Spencer has warned that 8K will not be the norm in the next gen, and that ray tracing support has so far been spotty. So what he's saying here is that the 8K support on the Xbox Series X is probably not going to be that good, and that most games probably aren't going to be playing in 8K. I doubt you even have an 8K TV or monitor, so it's fine for most people anyway. Ray tracing, that one's a little bit more interesting because I know I'm kind of intrigued to see how they perform on ray tracing, both the PS5 and the new Xbox. So yeah, I'm intrigued about the ray tracing. Right, so I think 8K is aspirational in technology, said Spencer in an interview with Wired. The display capabilities of the devices are not really there yet. I think we're years away from 8K being, if it ever is, standard in video games. I can kind of agree with that for now anyway. Let's be real. Most people probably don't even have an 8K TV or monitor. A lot of the people that are going to be buying this, I doubt that they have, a display that can run 8K things. So, yeah, I'm not too bothered on that. But instead, Spencer has pointed towards 120Hz refresh rates as having more of a tangible benefit, and suggested that the Xbox Series X/S will focus more on CPU and frame rate. That one is a lot better. I think that they should focus on frame rate more than 8K, because let's be real, who actually has an 8K display, as I've already mentioned? The Xbox Series X/S and PlayStation 5 would struggle to run any game at native 8K, just as the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 have struggled to run with native 4K, as opposed to upscale 4K, obviously. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really surprised. Now, kind of in a similar topic, we're moving on to the journalist says Xbox Series X can get hot like a fireplace. So, looking at the actual looking at the actual console, one of the things that didn't really occur to me until just now is like the cooling situation. It looks like there's only one fan grill at the top, so part of me isn't surprised. Early users praise quiet cooling, but express surprise at the amount of heat that the console emits. With one journalist even appearing to burn his hands on its storage expansion during a live stream. Yeah, interesting stuff. It's not unusual for high-end console or PC hardware to emit significant amounts of heat. Yeah, okay. So yeah, basically it's getting a lot of heat, and bear in mind this is like a pre-release version, so they do have time to change it. Although the press previews were published last week, so I feel like it's kind of a bit late to change anything major like that, but then again, I don't know how major this is. There's also load time improvements. Ooh, I've not seen this. So this is actually by a tweet from at Piers Harding Rolls. Sorry if I'm butchering that. And we can see this is the source. The source is The Verge, and we can see the actual loading times. So I won't read them all out. However, we can kind of see that there is definitely a significant loading time between the Series X and One X. So for an example, let's take Red Dead Redemption 2. The Xbox Series X loads it in 52 seconds, whereas the Xbox One X loads it in 1 minute and 35 seconds. So, that's quite a big improvement. The Outer Worlds, the Series X, 6 seconds. One X, 27 seconds. So there is actually a lot of improvements on here, which is obviously a good thing. And kind of, actually no, I kind of expected it, to be honest, because obviously SSDs and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, I can tell you firsthand that an SSD will affect load time, because I spent a while having to run Windows on a hard drive, which is also why some of my earlier videos aren't as good quality, because as I mentioned, broke my SSD, had to run it on the hard drive. Obviously it's back now. Yeah, fun stuff. I mean, yeah, it's interesting. Oh yeah, you know what, we actually totally need to talk about this as well. The RTX 30 series, or 3000 series, I guess. Obviously it's the 3060. Wait, is there a 3060? Wait. Well, yeah, the 3070, 3080 and 3090. Is there actually a 3060, or is that a thing? No, there is a 3060. Okay. For a minute then I thought 3060 didn't exist, but I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah, okay, never mind. Ignore me. Right, so yeah, 3060, 3070, 3080 and 3090, I think. Obviously, like pretty quickly, they were all bought out by bots. Well, not all of them, but I know the 3080, I'm pretty sure it was. One of them definitely was, and it's kind of hardly surprising. Let's be real. These are, pretty decent graphics cards. Although, I'm not going to cover all of the information in it in today's podcast, because it is quite a lot. However, I know... who was it that actually made the original video? So, I know there's been a problem with the... What's it called? With some of the RTX 3000 series cards, because of stuff to do with, like, I think it resistors. I can't remember exactly what it's called, to be completely honest. Okay, I don't know if you can hear this, but there's an ad playing on this YouTube video I just opened and it's really distracting. Right, close. Thank you. So yeah, I first saw it on J2Cent's channel. However, Eagle's Lab, hopefully I'm not butchering that, has basically created this entire article, which will be linked in the description, just like all the other articles, to do with... I always get them mixed up. I'm pretty sure they're... I don't know, some stuff on the back. It's either like resistors or capacitors or stuff, I don't know. You can see this like screenshot here. And then I'm pretty sure... So, I haven't finished watching J2Cent's video on it, which is actually why I haven't... not going to fully talk about it. However, some people have been experiencing random crashes. And you can see, I think this is like the expensive one. And then these are all cheap ones. And I can't remember what they're called. But yeah, that's... Yeah, I think... Oh, what are they called? I think they're... I can't see it here. But I'm also like reading kind of quickly. I don't know. There's things on the back that have like numbers on and stuff. I can't believe I've completely forgotten what they're called, and I can't see it written down here or something. But yeah, J2Cent's made a video on it, and that's where I first heard it. I mean, yeah, I'm kind of unsurprised that there's something wrong with these cards, because they do seem, on paper, like kind of decent cards. And, you know, everyone wants them, it seems. Even bots. So, yeah. That's all I have to say on that, really. And speaking of all I have to say, I think we should probably start looking at finishing today's episode. I'm still kind of easing back into this podcast, so... maybe not as much content covered as the other ones. Maybe I just covered some content really deeply, whatever. Doesn't matter, because we're running out of time. So, yeah. Also, I couldn't... Ooh, wait, what? How podcasting became a new front in streaming was. I was just scrolling through Google News, and I see this. And now I'm kind of intrigued, because this is literally a podcast. Ooh, it's actually an interesting article. So, I'll have to read that later. It's about how podcasting becomes a new front in the streaming wars. The likes of Spotify see a chance to differentiate in a world where all music services offer access to roughly the same product. I mean, that's true. You can like pay for Spotify Premium. Obviously, there is Spotify free, but most people probably aren't going to use it. I have Spotify free, by the way. But yeah, most people aren't going to use it. Most people are probably Spotify users. Then they're probably paying for Premium. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, and like you can get those podcasts and a lot of those music on free music, or well, not free music, but free podcast platforms. For an example, I generally use Pocket Casts. However, I do keep noticing some glitches with it, so I'm probably going to use a different one at some point. In fact, in talking about glitches, it hasn't updated to like the new logo. It's still got the old one, like the really older one, like the original one from when I used to do Instagram. That's how old it is. I still do Instagram, by the way, but the account's been renamed to TheAlienDoctor because changing of branding and stuff. But yeah, that's that, and I think that's all I'm going to talk about for today. So yeah, I do hope you have enjoyed. We're about to hit 30 minutes. In fact, we might have already hit 30 minutes with the intro added on the time. But yeah, I'm going to end it here. Hope you have enjoyed. I am TheAlienDoctor. You can check out my YouTube channel, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff, Discord server. If you want anything to be discussed on here, or if you have any questions that you want me to answer on here, obviously related to tech, then I would recommend heading over to my Discord server, where I'm pretty sure there's a link in the description. If not, then there's a link on my personal channel. Yeah, I will hopefully see you all in another podcast episode soon. Bye.